Yeah.
Ever been at like an industry thing, right?
Yeah.
Someone name drops you and suddenly it's like everyone's got their ears perked up,
Oh, yeah.
hanging on your every word.
I've seen it.
That.
Yeah.
That's the thought litter effect right there.
Yeah, you've made it when that happens.
That's what we're talking about today.
Right.
Getting people to see you as the expert.
Absolutely.
Like a go-to person in your field.
It's a great goal to have, and I think, so many people, they want that,
They want that.
but they think it's this big mysterious thing.
It's like a magic trick. Like, how do they do it?
Yeah, and it's really not.
It's not.
It's about,
Well, what is it then?
well, we've got 5 tips we're going to get into today.
Okay, hit me.
And it's really about it's almost like common sense, but then understanding the why behind it, right?
Okay, so like a deep dive into the common sense. I like that.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
So tip number 1, this is a big one, sharing valuable insights.
Okay, so valuable insights. Sounds obvious, right?
Yeah, you'd think so.
Like share smart stuff. But what does that even mean? What makes something actually stand out?
Because like you said, think about how much is coming at us every day.
It's constant.
Emails, articles, social media. So how do you cut through all that
Exactly.
to actually deliver something that sticks?
Right, because I feel like I see a million articles with the exact same takeaway.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the difference between just sort of repeating information.
Everything.
Yeah, like here's the latest trend versus here's why this trend matters.
So don't just tell me AI is changing marketing. Tell me how it's changing marketing.
Yes. And even more importantly, what does it mean?
Okay.
Like, what are the implications of this? What should people be doing differently?
So instead of saying AI is changing marketing, because again, we know
Everybody knows that.
a thought leader might say, here's how AI is going to impact, the creative side of marketing.
Exactly. Or here's how you can use AI ethically in your marketing.
Or even like the downsides of AI in marketing.
Yes, absolutely.
Because let's be real, there's probably a lot of those.
There are always, 2 sides to every coin.
Yeah.
And a thought leader isn't afraid to say, hey, this is great, but...
But think about this.
Exactly. For example, I was reading a study the other day about how AI can personalize customer experiences.
Right.
Which is fascinating.
It is.
But a thought leader might say, okay, but how do we make sure that this hyper-personalization doesn't cross the line into, creepy?
Ooh, good point.
Or how do we prevent AI from just reinforcing existing biases?
Yes. Oh, that's really good.
It's those kinds of, next level questions that make people go, I never thought of it that way.
You're not just giving me information, you're making me think differently.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it. So we've established we've got these valuable insights. Now we need to share them.
Well, that brings us to tip number 2, speaking at events.
Okay, so public speaking. I think it's safe to say this is maybe not everyone's favorite thing.
It can definitely be intimidating.
Intimidating is a good word for it.
But it's also, I think, one of the most powerful ways to build that thought leadership.
For sure, because you're up there and you're the expert.
Mm-hmm.
All eyes are on you.
Exactly. And when you can deliver a presentation that's not just informative,
Right.
but also engaging,
Yeah.
that's where it gets really impactful.
So how do we do that, though? Because I've been to so many presentations that are just like death by PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make it engaging?
Well, think about, when you watch a really great TED Talk, for example, what makes those stand out? It's not usually the bullet points, right?
Definitely not. It's the stories, the visuals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about connecting with the audience on an emotional level.
Yeah. And nobody remembers slide 3, bullet point 4.
Exactly.
But they remember the story you told.
Yes.
Or the big idea that stuck with them. And that's what makes you memorable.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. You don't have to start by, giving a keynote speech at a huge conference. You can start small.
Where would you start?
Local meetups, webinars, even creating content online.
Oh, interesting. Like YouTube, TikTok, things like that.
Exactly. Think of those as your practice arena.
I love that. It's like your training ground.
Exactly. You can try out different things, see what works, get comfortable with your own style.
But that confidence.
Exactly. And then who knows, maybe that TED Talk isn't so far off.
Okay, I love that. So we're sharing those insights. We're speaking at events. We're getting our name out there.
Building that platform.
Building that platform. Now we need to think about our online presence, right? Because that's huge these days.
Absolutely, yeah. Tip number 3, building a strong online presence.
So LinkedIn, Twitter, podcasts, it's a lot.
It can be overwhelming.
It is. How do you even begin to stand out? It's so crowded out there.
It is. And I think the biggest mistake people make is trying to be everywhere all at once.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I've been guilty of that.
It's easy to fall into that trap.
Right, like I got to be on all the platforms.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you spread yourself too thin,
Yeah,
the quality suffers.
you're not putting out your best stuff.
Exactly. So it's more important to be strategic.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Choose a couple of platforms where your target audience hangs out,
Right.
and then really focus on creating high-quality content for those platforms.
Okay, quality over quantity.
Always.
Yeah.
And remember, it's not just about sharing any content. It's about sharing content that's, valuable, insightful, engaging.
Right, so instead of just like retweeting an industry article with a thumbs up.
Yeah, or just saying, great read.
Right.
Share what you found most interesting about it or why you disagree with it.
Ooh, that's good.
Start a
I
conversation.
like that.
Because thought leadership is not just about broadcasting your own ideas.
Okay,
It's about engaging with others, encouraging different perspectives.
that makes sense.
It's a dialogue, not a monologue.
I like that. So it's about giving people a glimpse into your thought process.
Yes,
Right? Like, why did this resonate with you? Why did you disagree with that point?
exactly. Show them how you think, not just what you think.
Ooh, that's good. All right, I'm writing that one down. Okay, so moving right along. What's number 4?
Okay, number 4 is collaborating with peers.
See, now this one surprises me because when I think thought leader, I think like lone expert,
Yeah.
like at the top of their field.
Right. It's easy to think of it as a solo endeavor,
Right.
but actually collaboration can be incredibly powerful for thought leadership.
Really?
Tell me more. When you collaborate with someone, you're not just like combining your expertise.
Yeah.
You're creating something new, something that neither of you could have done alone.
So like 1 + 1 = 3 kind of thing.
Exactly. You're amplifying your message, reaching new audiences.
I guess it's kind of like you're borrowing their audience, they're borrowing yours.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
So it's not just about like co-authoring a blog post.
Think bigger. Webinars, research projects, even collaborating with a competitor.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right. Imagine the impact of turning rivalry into, like, shared learning.
That would get people talking.
Exactly. It's about being unexpected, pushing boundaries.
I like it. Okay, so we've got to collaborate more. All right, hit me with number 5.
All right. Last but not least, staying updated.
Okay, this one seems pretty straightforward. You got to stay current, right? Especially in today's fast-paced world.
Absolutely. This is essential.
But how do you even keep up? There's so much information coming at us all the time. How do you filter through it all?
Right. You can very easily get lost in the noise.
Information overload, for sure.
Exactly. So it's about being really intentional about what you consume.
Okay, so be picky.
Be picky. Don't just follow the loudest voices or, every article that pops up in your newsfeed.
Right.
Curate your own information diet.
I like that. I like that. What are you feeding your brain?
Exactly. Find thought leaders you admire, publications that consistently offer high-quality insights.
Podcasts, maybe?
Podcasts, absolutely.
Oink, oink.
And make time for it.
Okay.
Schedule it into your day, even if it's just for 30 minutes, because if you're constantly bombarded with noise,
Yeah.
you'll never have the mental space to develop your own original thoughts.
You just be like regurgitating everyone else's stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
It's like anything else, you have to prioritize it.
You got to make a time.
Exactly. And ultimately, becoming a thought leader, it's not a destination.
Okay,
It's a journey.
I like that.
It's about constantly learning, evolving your thinking. And it all starts with that curiosity, that desire to understand the world around you.
And then share it with the world. That's really what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Taking everything you're learning and then putting your own unique spin on it. And then who knows, maybe you'll be the one getting name dropped at that industry event.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so exciting.
Absolutely. I love that.